Okay, let's see. So what is, so everybody is able to see my desktop?
Oh no, I can't see.
Everybody is able to see the desktop?
Yes.
I can't see.
Yeah, now we can see.
Yeah. Abhiram, you need to install the Oracle on your laptop, okay?
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to see some questions. What is DBMS? Okay, and what is RDBMS? Okay, and what is Oracle? Okay, let's see. What is DBMS? What is RDBMS? And what is Oracle? And what is SQL? Okay, so let's see what is the full form of DBMS. Okay, so DBMS stands for database management system. Okay, the database management system. RDBMS stands for relational database management system. Relational database management system. Okay, the main difference between DBMS and RDBMS is relational database management system, and we have ORDBMS as well. So object oriented relational database management system. Okay, so DBMS stands for database management system, RDBMS stands for relational database management system, and ORDBMS is object oriented relational database management system. Okay, so RDBMS is relational database management system, ORDBMS is object oriented relational database management. Okay, so now let's see what is database management system. So in this one we have a database. What is database? One second, please. Okay, so database management system. So what is database? Let's see what is database. The database means, anybody have any idea what is database?
Collection of data.
Collection of data.
Collection of data. Collection of, I'm saying one more word is interrelated data. Okay, so collection of interrelated data. That means, so that without having a proper relationship between the data in a database, there is of no use. Okay, see here, in any database, let's consider that a student database. Okay, the student information. Student information is the name, age, date of birth. Okay, and another one is a class. Okay, classes in the sense is a class name. Okay, so the duration, and the subjects. These are the two different entities. So, and then professors information, name, okay, age, subject, teach. So what is the see, this is the complete student information, and this is all the information of the classes, like what are the classes a student can study, and the professors, what are the subjects each professor can teach. Okay, if you see, if we have a relationship, we can identify, okay, students study classes, okay, and the second one is professors teaches classes, okay. So, and then students belongs to professors. I can derive that information because of having a relationship. If you don't have the relationship in a database, so is there any meaning? My question is, if we don't have a relationship between the data, so do you think can we derive any information from the database without having any relationship?
No.
No. See, the student. So what can we do with the students without having a classes? What can we do with the classes without having a professor? So how can I get a relationship between the student and professor? That's why the database is a collection of interrelated data. That is the very much important. So the data stored in a database should have a proper relationship. What is the advantage of relationship? Relationships will give you a meaningful information. So based on the data, we can get some information. We can derive. See here, this is the third point we are deriving. That is nothing but the information. Okay. And the second one is, one more information is how many students are studying each subject. How many students are studying each subject? See here, so without having a relationship between the student and the class, we cannot derive the fourth point. In order to generate the information for this one, so Oracle 5, Java 10, C++ 2, SQL 15. So this information needs to be generated. So how can we generate this information? With having a proper relationship between the data stored in a database. That's why the database is nothing but a collection of interrelated data. Everybody is clear? Everybody is clear?
Yeah.
Okay. What is management system? Management system is nothing but a set of programs. It comes with a set of programs for creating data. We can create a data, and for manipulating the data of database. So manipulating, and we can perform the recovery operations. That means we can recovery operations. If we lost any data, so we can recover it. Here contains a set of programs. So the management system is nothing but a set of programs. So those programs, what is the purpose of those programs? We can use the program for creating the data and the relationships as well. We can create the data. So that means we can create the student data, we can create the classes data, we can create the professor's data in our database using this management system. That's nothing but a set of programs. Okay, and we can associate the relationships. We can create a relationship. We can link student and classes. We can link classes and professors. Indirectly, students and professors are related. Okay, that's for creating the data and for manipulating the data. So what is the meaning of a data manipulation? Data manipulation is nothing but a inserting new data, okay, deleting existing data, and updating data. These are the three operations we can do. So the data manipulation. The data manipulation is nothing but we can insert, we can delete, we can update the data. Recovery means if we lost any data, we can recover it. We can export. We can take the backup of the data. Okay, so we can back up the data. We can recover the data. And another four option is security also implemented. Security to data. To data. We can secure the data by using some kind of programs. Okay, we can create a users, we can create a profiles and all the stuff. We can secure the data. So basically a management system is nothing but a collection of programs. What can we do with those programs? Those programs is for creating the data and relationships. We can manipulate the data. We can recover the operations. We can recover the data. Data recovery means if we have lost any data, we can recover from the backup. We can create the backups of the data. We can security data. Everybody is clear. Now the database management system is nothing but a collection of interrelated data along with a set of programs for creating, manipulating and recovery options and security data. Everybody is clear with the definition of data DBMS. Okay, so now what is RDBMS? RDBMS stands for the Relational Database Management System. Relational. So it's an extension to the DBMS. So now the data is going to have a proper relationship. So we have already covered this point. So the relationship between the data. We are going to, so in the earlier versions of the DBMS, there is no proper relationship. Okay, so advanced version of DBMS is RDBMS. So the Relational Database Management System. Okay, Relational Database Management System. And the second one is Object-Oriented Relational Database Management System. So RDBMS is equal to, I can say simply, RDBMS is equal to relations between tables. Tables plus DBMS. So the additional concept we are going to have in the RDBMS is relations. So ORDBMS is equal to object oriented plus RDBMS. So now it's a object oriented. Object means, I'll explain the object oriented database management system. Okay, so now let's say car. Okay, so car is a one component. What are the different types of cars we have? What are the different types of cars we have?
The cars, SUV, sedan.
Yes, sedan, SUV, and van, right? So these are the different cars. Okay, so now the car is the parent. Car is a parent to, car is a category. It has some engine, okay, plus wheels, some characteristics. Okay, wheels, some additional characteristics. So the sedan contains the characteristics of car plus 5-seat. And SUV contains the characteristics of a car plus 5 or 7 seats. Okay, so car plus some 8 seats. That means car is an object. So we are going to use that object in the child objects. So we are going to create an object. Okay, we are going to create an object and we can reuse that object. So the child object and the parent object. So the parent object characteristics will be inherited to the child object. So we can reuse that parent object. So that is an object. So we can create a, for example, we can create a student object. We can create a classes object. We can create a professor object. So the student object can be divided into art student and science student. So arts and science are two categories of student object. Okay, these two inherits it contains the characteristics of student plus its own characteristics. That's why object oriented. We will see those examples in the implementation. Okay, we can create an object, we can extend that object into, can contain the parent object features plus child object features. Everybody is clear? Object oriented feature. So now what is the Oracle? Everybody is clear the difference between DBMS, RDBMS and ORDBMS? Everybody is clear? Yes or no, please?
Yeah.
Anybody have any doubts before going?
Yes, sir, clear.
Sorry? Okay. How data stored in RDBMS? Stored in RDBMS. RDBMS or ORDBMS? ORDBMS. Okay. So the data stored in tables. Data stored in tables. Okay. So the database RDBMS or ORDBMS stores the data in a table. What is a table? Okay. A table is a object with rows and columns. Table is a object with rows and columns. Table is a two-dimensional object which contains the rows and columns. Okay, so columns are also called as a fields. Some people used to call it as a fields or attributes. Anything can be same. Attributes. And see, rows represent the data. The rows represents the data of a table. I'm hearing the background noise. Can you put it on mute, please? Okay, the rows represents the data of a table, and a column describes the characteristics of data. The characteristics of a data. For example, let's see here the student. Okay, the student is a table. Let's consider the student is a table. Okay, name is XYZ and age is 23 and date of birth is 10 Jan 1995. This is a one record. This is one record. One record or one row in a table. This is the data. Okay, so now the XYZ is a value of name column. So the student is a table. In our example, student is a table with a three columns: the name, age, and DOB. Okay, so the name XYZ and column describes the characteristics of data. Okay, can I insert? Okay, let's see here. Okay, this is another record. Is this correct? Is this correct?
No.
No. Why it is no?
XYZ is not image.
See here in this example, this is the first row. Okay, in the second row, in this row, name ABC. Yes. The age. Age is a number. Generally, age is a 12 years or 13 years or 40 years or 80 years, but it cannot be a XYZ. That's why. So the columns describes the characteristics of data. The characteristics is nothing but the what type of data we are going to insert into a table. What type of data we are going to insert a table. So the type is important. Type and the maximum amount of data we can insert. So the characteristics of a data means mainly it is a type of data what we are going to insert and maximum amount of data we can insert into table. These two are the basic characteristics of a column. So those are the characteristics. That's why the table is nothing but a collection of rows and columns. Okay, so the table is the fundamental unit where we can store the data in a database. So that is the data stored in a table. Is the object represents the data of a table. Rows represents the data. Okay, the columns describes the characteristics of a data. So what are the basic characteristics of a column? So the type of data what we can insert and maximum amount of data we can insert into a table. Everybody is clear?
Yeah.
Okay, we have some other constraints on a table. We will see those in the next classes. Okay, so now, so the table to table we can create a relationship. So what is a relationship? So the table have a relationship. What is a relationship? Okay, and types of relationship. Relationships. What is a relationship? Okay, relationship is an association between two tables. Relationship is an association between two tables. So it's a relationship between two tables. Okay, so the relationship is between two tables. Okay, let's see. Person information. Let's consider the person is a one table and SSN is the SSN information. Person and address information. Okay, and okay, let's see here. Student and SSN, and then student and address, and student and subjects. Okay, see here. Here the student is the one table. Student is one table, and SSN is the another information. Address is a one table and a subject. Okay, so let's see. Relationship is an association between the two tables. So we are going to use those association for linking or to get the correct information. Okay, can we have how many SSNs a student can have?
One.
Only one SSN. One student, one association. One student, one SSN. Okay. So now, how many addresses a student can have?
One.
One address or two addresses or more addresses?
Many.
One or more. One.
One or more, right? One student can have more than one address. One or more address. I can have the permanent address. I can have the work address. I can have the college address, right?
Okay.
See, the student, he can have the college address. He can have the room address. He can have the permanent address. The permanent means from where he is coming. Okay. And the second one. And one student can study multiple subjects, right? Multiple subjects. At the same time, one subject can be studied by multiple students, right? Studied by multiple students. Everybody is clear. So one student can study See, I can study Oracle, I can study Java, I can study OBIE. Kiran can study Oracle, Kiran can study Java. Okay, Shalini can study Oracle, Harita can study C++. So, one student, multiple subjects. One subject and multiple students. Everybody is clear?
Yes.
Okay, so now one student, one assessment. One assessment. This is called as a one-to-one relationship. One-to-one relationship. This is a simple one-to-one. And so one student can have one or more addresses. One to many relationships. So that is one to many. Okay, so this is many to many. Many to many relationships. That means one student, multiple subject, and see here. One to many and many to one. Simply many to many relationships. One student, multiple subject, one subject, multiple students. That is the many to many relationship. Everybody is clear? So these are the three different types of relationships we can create in a database. One to many, one to one, and many to many relationships. The types of relationships are how many? One to one, one to many, and many to many. Okay, everybody. And some people will say many to one also. This is a simple opposite relationship is many to one. But only three types of relationships. One to one relationship, one to many relationship, and many to many relationship. So basically the database is a collection of data. What type of data it is? A related data. So what type of relationships we can have? One to one and one to many and many to many. So in which form the data stored in a database? The data stored in a tables. Okay, so the tables. The tables is nothing but a rows and columns. The rows represents the data and columns represents the characteristics. What are the different types of characteristics of a column? The characteristics of a column is the type of data. What type of a data we can store in a column? That means it's a number field, or it's a varchar data, or it is the date one, or it is any other format. And the second one is the maximum amount of data we can insert into a table. If a column is declared as a 50, that means we can insert only 50 characters in a table. Okay, the relationship is nothing but an association between the tables. We can create relationship between the tables only. Okay, so the management system. Management system is nothing but a set of programs. What are the programs for? Programs is for creating these tables. Okay, creating inserting a data, updating a data, and deleting a data. These three operations combinedly called as a manipulation, the data manipulation operation. Everybody is clear so far or not, please, before going into the another one. Anybody have any doubts? Please let me know. Kiran, Abhiram, everybody is clear?
Yes. Yeah, I'm clear.
Yes.
Shravani?
Yes, sir, no doubt, sir.
Okay, so let's see. So these are the very important. Please remember this concept. So what is the Oracle? Okay, so Oracle is a ORDBMS. Oracle is a ORDBMS. Oracle means, if anybody asks you what is a Oracle, okay, Oracle comes with a required software for implementing ORDBMS. That means once you have installed a Oracle on your laptop or on your server, okay, so So we can create a database, we can manipulate the database, we can do all the operations. Oracle is nothing but is a ORDBMS, object oriented relational database management system. So the current version of Oracle is ORDBMS. Okay, before 9i it is only RDBMS. So the current version of Oracle is 12c. Before it's 11g. Okay, before that it's a 10g. Before that it is a 9i. And before that background noise, please put it on mute. Everybody is clear. So the current version of Oracle is 12c, 11g, current version. This is the latest version of the Oracle. So before that it is 11g, 10g, 9i, 8i and 7. And before that the 6 version is also there. But starting from 9i it is a ORDB. Started supporting object oriented features. Before 9i it's 8i and 7 and 6. 8i supports little bit of object oriented, but it's basically it's a RDBM. 7 and 6 versions are completely RDBMS, Relational Database Management System. So we are going to practice on 11g. If we have a time, I can give the brief introduction on 12c. C stands for cloud. Okay. G stands for grid. And I stands for internet. 9 IaaS. People used to call it as a 9 IaaS. Okay. Simply it's a internet based, internet application server. 9i and 8i. Everybody is clear. So different versions of Oracle. So Oracle is nothing but a ORDBMS. So we are going to install a Oracle. Whenever you install a Oracle, it creates a database and it started a management programs. It starts some programs for communicating with the database, for inserting, creating, for doing all the operations. Okay. Everybody is clear? Everybody is clear?
Yes.
Okay, Oracle is a ORDBMS, right? So let's say we are installing a Oracle on a laptop. Okay. Oracle installation is done. What is the meaning of Oracle installation? Okay, so let's say I have a Oracle installed on my machine. Whenever you install a Oracle, okay, it creates a database. So database. The database is for collection of data. Collection of data. Collection of data or interrelated data. It starts an instance, Oracle instance. Instance means allows you to communicate with the database. Instance is nothing but the running copy of Oracle software. Running copy of Oracle software. Instance is nothing but a running copy of Oracle. So running copy of Oracle. So using this instance, okay. So now it creates a database and then an instance. Okay, so the Oracle is nothing but a Oracle is equal to instance plus database. The database is nothing but a, so I can see simply changing it to the physical database. But I'll explain more detail here. Physical database. Okay, physical database. The instance is a running copy of Oracle software. Oracle is nothing but here says that it's a software. Okay, so now whenever you create a database, it creates a database and it starts an instance. What is this database? The database, in the Oracle point of view, the database is a collection of data. So how the data is going to store in a database? How the data is going to store in a database?
Table.
Tables. Okay, table. but tables are not physical object. Okay, the tables stores the data in the form of rows and columns, but tables are not physical. Tables are the logical object. Let's see. Open this database. See, I have this is my installation. Okay, see here. Everybody able to see the .dbf files? Everybody able to see this .dbf file, right?
Yeah.
This is the actual physical file where data stored in a database. Okay, this is the physical file where the data stored. See, on any hard disk or any server, data stores in form of zeros and ones. Everybody is clear? It's a computer understands only zeros and ones, right? Computer understands only zeros and ones. So the database is a physical database. The physical, see, I'm getting background noise, please. Okay, the physical database. The physical database is nothing but a zeros and ones. It's a so Oracle physically stores the data in a DBF files. Then what I'm saying here is a table. See here in my above point, I said the data stored in a table. So the tables is a logical object. A logical object only available in the running copy instance only. So it's a logical representation. Let's see here. See, I'm showing here one example. I have a table, countries table. See, the countries table have a 3 columns: country ID, country name, and a region ID. Okay, the data in the table are the 25 rows I have. 25 rows. But this table data, whenever it saves into the database, it stores in this DBF file. It can store in any DBF file with the zeros and ones. But whenever I see the data in a table, it represents the logical representation in my proper format, rows and the columns. That's why the instance is very, very important. Instance is the running copy of data. So instance is also called as a SGA. We will see more on SGA, the system global area. We will see Oracle architecture in the following classes. That will give you the more data. Is everybody clear with this so far? So database, Oracle is a ORDBMS. The latest versions of the Oracle is a 12C. We are going to practice everything on the 11G. Okay, and so whenever Oracle installation is done, after installing the Oracle on your machines, you are ready to create tables. You are ready to insert the data. So everything is there. What does that mean? It creates empty database plus it starts all the instance under SGA, system global area. Okay, everybody is clear? Yes or no, please? Anybody have any doubts? Everybody is clear or no?
Yes.
Yes,
Now the Oracle is an instance under everything. So how we are going to communicate with the database? So we are communicating with Oracle. That means, okay, so the first, so client sends a request to Oracle. Let's see here, select star from my countries table. This is my one query I'm executing. This is my, let's consider this is my request. Select star from my countries. So I'm sending this request. Okay, here what is my client? So the SQL developer. See, when I'm clicking this select star from countries, when I'm click this run, query executed and I got the data. Okay, here SQL developer is a client. Client sends a request to Oracle. See this point important. Okay, it can be a select statement, it can be a create table, or it can be a data manipulation operation for creating a table. Okay, client sends a request to Oracle. Okay, first here is the client. Client, what is a client? And what are the different types of a client? Client is any tool or any language which can be used for executing sending a request to Oracle database. So client is any tool for any tool or any programming language for executing or for sending a request. Say here I'm executing, I'm clicking this run. Where this query is going to execute? Query is executing on my Oracle, not on the client tool. But client sends a request to Oracle and receives the response. Okay, client is any tool. Everybody is clear? Please understand this point. See, I'm trying to explain. Client sends a request to Oracle. This line. Okay, what is the client? Client is any program oriented tool for sending a request and receives a response. We can send a request, we can receive a response from Oracle database. Everybody is clear?
Yeah.
Client is any tool or programming language for sending a request and receiving a response. Sends a request and it responds. What are the different types of clients we have? Okay, so the first thing is we are here with SQL Developer and Toad. These are the different tools. And PL SQL Developer. And fourth one is the SQL Star plus command line utility. Command line. And fifth one is the Java programming language. And the seventh one is the .NET, C#.NET or ASP.NET or anything. Any ETL tools like Informatica, OWB, ODI. So these are the various. Similarly, we have any type of client tool. So the purpose of this client tool is to send a request and receive a response. Everybody is the first thing is client is for sending a request and receive a response. Okay. Now sends a request to Oracle. Here it is, see, sends a request to Oracle. So where this is sending a request? Is it sending a request to the database or it is sending to a SGA? So any guess? It's going to send a request to the database or it is going to send a request to instance? Any idea? Any guess? Any idea? Any guess? So the client is sending a request to instance or client is sending a request to database?
Database.
How the database? Database doesn't know, right? What is a countries? See, countries is a table, right?
But we created the tables in the database. It stores in the database, right?
Yeah, the table does not store in a database. The data stores in a database, right?
Oh, okay.
See, in between, database is a physical database. Okay, it contains only zeros and ones, right? So the table is the logical object. So where we have the logical object in a instance?
Instance.
Okay, so the client will send a request to instance. Instance, see, even this country's table name also stored in this database with the zeros and ones. Okay, it doesn't understand. So the physical database does not understand the meaning of these countries without this instance.
Okay.
Okay, so now whenever I execute a select star from countries, first client. So let's see here, client communicate with instance. Instance is nothing but SGA. The full form of SGA is the system global area. So it sends a request from physical database. Physical database. So now, I'm doing the bidirectional because it communicates with each other. Okay. So now the client. Okay. So client sends a request to instance. So the instance is the main component for running your programs. So it executes your programs. It can be a select statement, or it can be a insert one, or it can be a create table, or it can for deleting the data, it can a PL SQL program, anything. All the programs executes in SGA. Okay, so while executing this query, so this is my select statement. Okay, so the SGA, it's like a, here we are executing a query. Okay, here we are executing a query. So during the execution, Oracle will identify this table and the location of the file where it contains the data. It identifies the which file contains the data for the table, and it loads the data into SGA and it sends back the response to client. So SGA main component, which is for, so where the query is going to execute, the queries or it's a programs executes inside a SGA. Okay, so SGA reads the data from physical database and sends back to the client. Everybody is clear? Client will send a request to instance, and the instance executes the queries and gets the data, required data from physical database and sends back to client. Everybody is clear about this point? Everybody is clear?
Yes.
Okay, this is the executing. So how we are going to execute and everything. So Oracle is a RDBMS, everything is. So the client is any tool, SQL developer or Toad or PL SQL developer, SQL plus Java. Java is a programming language. We can execute the SQL programs from or Oracle programs from the Java and the .NET and all the stuff. ETL tools is like a Informatica, OWB, ODI, etc. Because we have so many tools in the market. Okay, select star from countries is a table. Okay, so now the first client is a program, right? Okay. Now before executing any, before sending a request to the database, what are the first steps? Okay, in order to execute any program on database, in order to execute any program on the database means that is a Oracle. Okay, the first step is to establish a connection between client and Oracle. So we need to establish client connection. So the connection, see here I connected this without executing this. See here, I cannot execute a program from here. I cannot execute a query from this one because I don't have a connection. Without connecting this, I cannot. Let's see here. See, this is the another tool. See, first it is asking the username. So I'm not able to execute any query without connecting to the data. So it is asking the username. Say I'm connecting to a database with a Scott, Tiger. Here now it's a connected. Now it's using a, see, Scott is connected. Let's see. Okay. So the first thing is, what is the Scott, what is the Tiger and LS? Okay, so first, in order to execute any program on the database, first step is to establish a connection between the client and Oracle. Okay, so now what are the information we need for establishing a connection? Information required for connecting to database. Connecting to database. The first thing is username and password. Username and password of the user, and the third one is the server name, the name of the server on which Oracle is there installed, the server name, and the fourth one is name of name of the database, or instance, name of the instance which we are connecting, and port number through which Oracle instance accepting connections. Okay, so these are the 5 required information. So the username, what is the username and password? Okay, username and password, the server name on which Oracle installed, and the name of the database, and the port number through which Oracle instance accepting connections. See, let's see. Okay, so now I'm going to see the properties of my connections. Let's see here. The username is HR and the password is HR and the host name is my local host because I have that on my local machine, local host, and the port number and SID. SID is nothing but the database name. ORCL is the database name. So the port number 1521 is the default port number for Oracle installation. Everybody is clear? Once you join in any company, if anybody asks you to create a database.
Hello?
Yes.
I actually have a doubt.
Yeah.
First we'll be installing Oracle, right? And we'll be installing SQL. But to connect between them, where do we find these properties?
No. Can you repeat?
No, we'll be installing Oracle and SQL in the system, right?
SQL,
So
what
to
do you
connect
mean?
between them?
No. SQL means is the SQL Server database.
Yeah.
SQL Server database, right?
Yeah, SQL. Yeah.
Okay, SQL Server database and Oracle database on your laptop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we install that. And to connect between them,
You cannot connect
where
between
do we
the
find the
two.
properties?
We cannot connect between the two different databases.
Oracle database and SQL developer.
SQL developer is a tool. See, that's why I asked SQL developer or SQL database, SQL Server database.
Yeah, SQL developer.
Yes,
So
SQL
to connect
developer.
between
Yes,
to
SQL
connect
developer.
between SQL developer and Oracle database, where do we find the properties?
Yeah, here see, I'm showing you, right? See, here I'm creating a connection, right? Okay, let's see. Okay, so now here, let's delete this card connection. I deleted this card connection. Okay, so now I want to see, once I open this SQL developer, I'm not going to have any connections here. Okay, so now I want to create a connection to the database. Okay, let's create a new connection. Connection name can be anything. start@orcl. So I'm giving that. I'm connecting to a start, user start, the database orcl @localhost. That is the significance. The naming convention I'm following. The start is the username, orcl is the database, and the localhost. Okay, what is the username I'm connecting? Start. What is the password I'm using? Tiger. Okay, what is the host name? Host name is localhost. That is because on my laptop I'm connecting. The port number is the port number through which Oracle instance accepting connection. That is the 1521. And the SID is my ORCL. Okay, save password and test connection. See, is connected. Now connected. Is it clear now? Hello?
Yes. Yes.
Is it clear?
It's clear.
Now you are going to see, without making a connection, you cannot have any properties. So we have to first start creating a connection. Okay, so we have to start creating a new connection. So what are the properties we are going to have for new connection, right? See, now create new connection name. It can be any connection, and the username and password. So the DBA, the database administrator, he will give you the username and password and host name, port number, and SID. Using these 3 information and your username and password, you can make a connection to the database. Once you have done with the connections, you can execute. See, now it's a connection created. Now I can execute my query. Okay, see here, the query is executed. First thing is, we need to make a connection to the database. Okay, everybody. So the username and the password. username and password are unique. The server name on which Oracle installed and the name of the databases and port number through which a Oracle instance is accepting connection. Okay. Everybody is clear? Anybody have any doubts? One server can have multiple databases with different name and port number. On single server we can have multiple databases. On localhost itself I can have the multiple databases with a different name and port number. Okay, one important point. In production or in a database or in any company, on a one Unix box, the DBS will create a multiple databases. One is for development environment, one is for testing environment, one is for R&D environment, or something kind of. So one database can have multiple databases with a different name and a port number. Okay. So which is completely, we are not responsible for this one. So what we need is the server name and the name of the database and the port number through which Oracle instance accepting connections. Okay, everybody is clear? One database, one Oracle database can have any number of users. Each user uniquely identified by its name and password. By username and password. So one database can have the multiple databases. One server can have the multiple database with the different name and port number. And one database can have any number of users with each user uniquely identified by username and password. Everybody is clear so far or not? Everybody is clear? Hello? Abhidam?
Yes, yes.
Kiran?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Pranita garu?
Yes, Andy.
Bhavani?
It's clear.
Yeah.
Santosh? Shalini? Shravani garu?
We are clear, sir.
Anybody have any doubts? Let me know. Okay. So the first thing is any database, not only Oracle. Okay, it can be a SQL. Okay. So now we have seen that Oracle introduction. So the Oracle database instance and physical database. Instance is nothing but a running copy. Client will communicate with the Oracle with the help of connection. So the connection needs to be created. What are the required software? The important point for creating a connection is the username, password, server name, name of the database, and port number through which Oracle instance accepting connection. These are the 3 points. So instance is the running copy. Okay. The physical database is a database. Instance will execute queries. SGA. The main is SGA, the system global area. Okay. Different types of client tools are SQL Developer, Toad, PL SQL Developer, SQL Plus, and Java. Java or programming language or C or C++, ETL tools, Informatica, OWB, ODI, etc. These are the different types of client tools we have. Okay, so now I said what is a Oracle, right? Here it's what is Oracle? Oracle is a ORDBMS. So is there any other ORDBMSs or RDBMSs in the market? Okay, see here. Teradata. Teradata is another RDBM. And the SQL Server is the Microsoft database. Okay, Sybase is another database. Okay, HSQL, it is the simple database. The small database runs inside any servers. HSQL database, and it is a. So Oracle has a MS Access. Is a just RDBMS. It's not ORDBMS. It's an RDBMS. Teradata, SQL Server, Sybase, HSQL. These are the different other RDBMS softwares. Okay, so Teradata, SQL Server, Sybase, HSQL, etc, MS Access. Okay, these are the different types of databases we have in the market. Okay, everybody is clear with so far? These are the different types of different examples. And can I go to another topic? SQL. Everybody is clear?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see what is a SQL. SQL is a structured query language. So just another 10 minutes only. Structured query language. What is this for? Structured query language for communicating with databases. Databases means same language. The databases means Oracle, Teradata, SQL Server, Sybase, HSQL, MS Access. So the SQL is the common language for communicating with the database. What is the meaning of a communicating? Communicating means, okay, communicating means for creating a tables, creating a views, other database object, for inserting a data in order to execute any request to the database. So with the help of structured query language. Okay, so what are the characteristics? So SQL is a command oriented language. Command oriented language. That means everything in SQL is a command. Everything in SQL is a command. Everything in SQL is a command. Let's say insert command, update command. For inserting data, one command. For updating data, one command. For deleting data, one command. For creating a table, one command. For creating a procedure, another command. For creating a view, one command. Everything is a command. Each command ends with a semicolon. The syntax, semicolon. Compulsory, every SQL command ends with a semicolon. And SQL language is not a case sensitive. Is not case sensitive. That means, so the capital select and small select are same. Okay, select and select are same. That means it's not, SQL language is not a case sensitive. One important here. Okay, so the data stored in Oracle tables is case sensitive. Please remember this point. The data stored in Oracle tables is case sensitive, but the command for accessing that data is not case sensitive. SQL language is not case sensitive, but the data stored in Oracle tables is case sensitive. Okay, these are the basic characteristics. The SQL is a command oriented and each command ends with a semicolon, and SQL language is not a case sensitive. Everybody is clear? Okay? Okay, tomorrow we will see you what are the different types of a commands, and we are going to see another one small 5 minutes topics, advantages of database, advantages and disadvantages of DBMS. We'll see that one tomorrow. Advantages of RDBMS, and then SQL command categories and everything. Okay. Types. Tomorrow we will continue this one. I want everybody to send these notes along with your information. Don't copy paste from my notes. Whatever you understand, okay. Everybody is clear?
వినయ్ గారు లాస్ట్ టైం మీరు వరాకిల్ 11G ఎక్స్ప్రెస్ అను SQL with JDK ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయమని చెప్పారు కదా.
అవునమ్మా, SQL డెవలపర్ విత్ జేడీకే.
SQL with JDK లింక్ ఒకసారి చూపించరా?
Yeah, go to oracle.com.
Okay.
Go to downloads and go to SQL developer. Okay, so if you see here 32-bit or 64-bit, right? Okay, here SQL developer 4.1. Go with the previous version. Click previous version. So now it will see the 4.0.3. 64-bit zip file includes JDK. So what type of operating system you have? It is a 32-bit operating system or 64-bit operating system?
64 అండి.
Yeah, 64-bit. Download this one.
Okay, sir.
Okay. And try to install the Oracle. If you have any issues, we will see tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
I think everybody is understand. If anybody have any issues, please let me know. I will explain. I'll take the class in the same manner only, slowly, and everybody gets it. But if any get bored, that's fine. I'll explain the same point multiple times. Don't get be bored. If you have any issues, let me know. Okay.